I was invited at Kisii University to give a keynote during the Cultural Week. During the live presentation, a student from the auditorium asked me, "Hello, Mr. Mwakazi, how can I overcome stage fright?" And that student went by the name Mercy. Well, Mercy could just be like myself or you who has issues concerning how to manage stage fright. I'm Nashon Mwakazi. I'm your leadership trainer, and I'm here to take you through a journey of overcoming stage fright. There are 3 key issues that need to be dealt with when it comes to stage fright. But first of all, what is stage fright? Well, as the name suggests, there is stage, then there is fright, okay? And I'm gonna help you to go through it as conspicuously as possible. A stage is a place, it's more of a platform that someone in one or the other could be given to articulate some issues, to give out his or her own point of view with regards to a given topic or a given area. And fright is that adrenaline that comes out any moment you want to speak to more than 2 people. So stage fright is that adrenaline that comes and gets into you to take you away from the focus of speaking to people. So at the end of the day, you become timid, you become frightened, then there is some kind of sweat that comes within you. At the end of the day, you want to run away. But you know what? Don't run away, because I've got a solution for you. Number 1, on how to overcome stage fright. You really need to practice. Way back in high school, we used to be taught that practice makes perfect. But today, as a practitioner in the media fraternity, I want to dispute that narrative, to introduce yet another one. Practice doesn't just make perfect. Practice makes progress. Oh yeah, you got that, right? When you practice, you will make progress. Perfection is a thing of the mind. It's a mindset. But progress is getting better and better and better from one level to the other. So once again, practice makes progress. If you want to go and speak before people, the first thing that you need to do is actually to prepare. I've always told my students in the communication class that proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. I repeat, proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. So that is to mean that you really need to prepare in advance. Have you been given an opportunity to go and issue a keynote address? Well, a day before, you really need to stand before the mirror. Make the mirror your friend. Speak to that mirror. If you have a speech, read it looking straight to that mirror like I'm looking at you right now, okay? So the mirror will be like more of you talking to yourself. So it's more of a mock audience. You speak to the mirror and make as many mistakes as possible, by the way. Don't strive for perfection. It won't come out day 1. But however, small steps will finally take you in a certain position that you really desire to be, which is your destiny. So to begin with, you really need to practice. Practice that speech, rehearse it, look into the mirror. Then number 2, you still within matters pertaining practice, call some colleagues whom you know that are kind of friendly, all right? You may use your relatives or your friends before the actual day, a day before. Call them and tell them, now I want you guys to be like my audience. I want to read this speech before you, and please rectify me where necessary and tell me where I really need to work on, okay? So if they correct you, please adhere to that particular correction, because they are a mock crowd that will be there tomorrow. Having gone ahead to prepare in that extent of practicing a day before, you will be in a position to go. But there are 2 more things. Other than practice is number 2. Number 2, I'll always say this before everyone the world over, that you really need a mentor in your life. I've spoken so conspicuously concerning the role of a mentor in your life. And again, in this conversation, I'm still going to reiterate on the importance of mentorship in your life. If you want to become a public speaker, you are just like a chick that has been hatched out. This chick must be taught how to walk, how to eat from one level to the other. Consider a child, a newborn baby. Any moment a child is born, does she or he begin to run today? Of course not. There are developmental stages in the life of a child. So do not get worried by your level right now. You are just like a kid who has been born. But remember, no one was born knowing anything. Was there any child who was born with teeth? Of course not yet, until or unless it's in one of our Guinness Book of Records that a kid was born with teeth. But look at you right now, you've got teeth, right? They developed as time went by. So give yourself time. That's where mentorship comes in. You need someone to hold your hand. If you want to become a public speaker, you need another motivational speaker who has excelled in that area. He or she will be in a position to help you on how to navigate the storms with regards to that career. All right? So that is the role of mentorship. And other than having a mentor, there is the third area that you really need to work on when it comes to what I'm talking to you right now. You really need to invest. Of course, yes. Listen to me. Some while back, I remember taking 1,000 Kenya shillings and approaching KCB. At Kenya Commercial Bank, I went and deposited that 1,000 of mine. Then I left the bank. I assure you, every day I would pass by KCB just to confirm, to check whether, my 1,000 bob is safe inside that bank. And I could even greet the watchman over there. Hello, how are you? Are you guys okay? Is everything okay here? Are you safe? Are you safe? That was the conversation. Why? Because that was where my treasure was. Even Christ himself would tell his disciples that where your treasure is, even your heart will be there. So once again, learn to invest. You want to become a public speaker? Invest in that area. You want to become the best doctor out there? Invest in that area. You want to become the best videographer? Invest in that area. You want to be a content provider? Invest in that area. And ultimately, that is how you will finally manage it. Stage fright is a reality. And many people once upon a time began as amateurs, but right now they can stand before a stage and speak to you like they did that when they were born. Look at me right now. I'm speaking to you without blinking, not because I began this way. I was an amateur. I really used to be afraid of speaking to people, but right now, see where I am. Courtesy of those three major things, which is number 1, practice. Number 2, having a mentor. And number 3, investing in that area. See you next time. This is Nashon Mwakazi, your public speaker.